Good, happy Sunday evening, November 15, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Sunday evening edition of The News with Riley King. I'm Riley King, and we have a lot of news to get to this Sunday evening, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University and Medicine. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. Global cases are 54,273,403. U.S. cases are 11,003,469. Global deaths are 1,315,767. U.S. deaths are 246,073. And that is a look at your Johns Hopkins University and Medicine COVID-19 dashboard for this evening. And now let's get to your news. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee announces new restrictions aimed third wave of COVID-19 cases. Hospitals all over the country are running out of ICU beds. Jay Inslee, the governor of Washington, announced new restrictions on residents and businesses as the state deals with record-breaking COVID-19 infectious rates. The state is currently undergoing a third wave of transmission as average daily cases have doubled in the last 2 weeks. Inslee told reporters at a news conference daily case numbers have surpassed the highs in March, he noted. On Saturday, Washington State recorded more than 2,286 cases, a record, and the primary number for Sunday are premiered to exceed Saturday's number. Hospitalization rates have risen about 40%, state health officials said. Starting Monday at 11:59 p.m. local time, indoor social gatherings and people from outside the household are prohibited unless the guests have quarantined for 14 days or they have quarantined for 7 days and received a negative test result 48 hours before the event. Outdoor gatherings should have fewer than 5 people from outside the household, Washington state officials said. Indoor dining at restaurants and bars will stop, but outdoor dining and takeout remains unchanged. Gyms, movie theaters, bowling alleys, and museums are closed. And weddings and funeral receptions are prohibited. Ceremonies are limited to only 30 people. Indoor retail is limited to 25% capacity, and religious services are limited to 25% capacity, or 200 people, whichever number is less. Chorus performances are prohibited as well. The measure will be in effect until December 14th. Four astronauts are set to launch for ISS and historic NASA SpaceX mission. The Crew 1 mission is the first operational flight for the Crew Dragon capsule. 4 astronauts are set to launch into orbit on Sunday in the historic first operational flight for SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft as part of NASA's Commercial Crew mission. And here is a photo of the SpaceX Falcon. Take a look. This is a photo of the SpaceX Falcon, as you can see. it will take off from the Kennedy Space Center. And here is another photo as well. And that will be happening around 7 p.m. this evening. And we will bring you special coverage of that when it happens. The launch is scheduled for 7:27 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday from Pad 339A at NASA Kennedy Space Center in Florida, after being pushed back first to assess an engine issue with the Falcon 9 rocket, and then once more due to weather. The launch and docking will be broadcast live on NASA's website. Cop responds to house fire call to find his own home burning to the ground. Saves family inside. He sustained serious burns and smoke inhalation injuries during the rescue. A police officer in Oklahoma is being hailed a hero after taking a quick action to rescuing his entire family after responding to reports of a fire, only to realize that it was his own house that was burning down. In a moment of turmoil, U.S. Catholic bishops meet virtually. Catholic bishops of the United States open a national meeting Monday under dramatic circumstances. Catholic bishops of the United States open a national meeting Monday under dramatic circumstances. A pandemic has collapsed them to meet virtually from their far-flung dioceses. A hard-fought presidential election has caused sharp divisions in their own ranks, and 6 days before the meeting, the Vatican released a revelatory report detailing how clerics in the U.S. and abroad failed to hold ex-cardinal to account until many years after suspicious of serial sexual misconduct had become widespread. Biden advisors meet vaccine firm as Trump stalls handoff. Joe Biden's scientist advisors will meet with vaccine makers in the coming days as the presidential transition remains stalled because of the President Donald Trump's refusal to acknowledge that he lost the election. French Catholics protest for end to lockdown en masse. Catholic protesters held scattered demonstrations around France on Sunday to demand that authorities relax virus lockdown measures to allow religious services. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's take a look at your tonight's forecast. And here's a look at tonight's forecast across the United States this evening. In Boston, it'll be 44 degrees with rain. New York City, 48 degrees with rain. In Washington, D.C., 43 degrees with rain. In Atlanta, 41 degrees with moon and cloud. Jacksonville, 61 degrees with rain. Tampa, Florida, 70 degrees with clouds and a moon. And Miami, Florida, 74 degrees with cloud and moon. In Dallas, 42 degrees, moon and stars. In Los Angeles, 57 degrees, moon and stars. And San Francisco, 50 degrees with moon and cloud. And that is a look at the weather for tonight across the United States. And that does it for this evening edition of the news with Riley King. Thank you for watching this evening edition of the news with Riley King. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another edition of the news with Riley King. Good night and goodbye, everyone.